by Gail Gibbons. Bats dive, swoop, and swerve through the dark night sky. These creatures are nocturnal, meaning they're awake at night and sleep during the day. Most people have never seen a bat. Bats have played important parts in stories. Many people have thought bats were evil spirits. Others thought they were friends of ghosts or witches. Because many unkind things have been said about bats, some people still think they are scary. Actually, bats are shy and gentle animals. Bats are mammals, as are dogs, cats, and humans. All mammals are warm-blooded animals, and their babies are born alive instead of being hatched from eggs. Bats are the only mammal that can fly. Bats have been around for a long time. The oldest bat fossil found is about 50 million years ago. These prehistoric bats look a lot like bats today. All bats have the same basic characteristics, including large wings, small bodies, and lightweight bones. Bat wings are different from the wings of insects or birds. A bat wings has long arm bones with very long finger bones. A thin skin called a membrane stretches between the bones and the thumb ends with a claw. The membrane connects the wings to a bat body and leg. A bat can stretch each finger separately to change the shape of its wings. This helps it change its speed and direction quickly. Some bats can fly as fast as 15 miles an hour and as high as 10,000 feet. When a bat lands, it flips upside down and hangs by its toe claws. It uses these claws to move around. Bats choose many kind of dark nooks and crannies to live in. These places are called roosts. Many bats live together in caves, attics, barns, or tall trees. In places where it gets cold in the winter, some kinds of bats migrate to warmer climates. Others use their roosts to hibernate until spring. Just before hibernation begins, bat eats a lot of food to live on during the long winter months. Their heartbeat slows down and their body temperature drops. Bats live on every continent except Antarctica. Most of them live in hot climates where there are many insects, fruits, and flowers to feed on. There are about 1,000 different kinds of bats. The smallest is the kitty hognose bat. Its wingspan is 5 inches and it weighs only 1/14 of an ounce. The biggest bat is the giant flying fox. It has a wingspan of about 5 feet and it weighs about 2 pounds. They both live in Asia. Most bats are insect eaters and have a very special way of seeing in the night called echolocation. A bat sends out a rapid beeping sound too high for people to hear. When hunting, the sound waves hit an insect. The waves bounce back to the bat's ears as the echoes. The echoes tell the bat the size and shape of the insect and where it's located. In a flash, the bat scoops up the insect. If it weren't for bats, there would be too many insects. There are fruit and nectar eating bats too. These bats help pollinate plants, so we have food such as avocado, figs, and bananas. They also help scatter seeds. Few kinds of bats are meat eaters. They eat fish, frogs, mice, and sometimes birds. They have smooth, sharp, crushing teeth that allow them to eat what they catch, bones and all. Blood is the only food for vampire bats. They're found in Mexico, Central America, and South America. When the vampire bat finds an animal, it takes a tiny cut with its teeth in the animal's skin. Then the bat laps up the blood with its tongue. The animal hardly feels the cut. Many scary and untrue stories have been told about the vampire bat and people call vampires. The famous fictional vampire called Dracula frequently is shown with bats circling around him. Some bats have long, narrow faces. Others have short, round faces. Some bats have leaf-like shapes on their face, while others look like dogs. Most bats have very good hearing and can see well. Most bats have a good sense of smell, too. In the springtime, female bats gather together in roosts that become nurseries. They will give birth to their babies called pups. Most bats only have one pup at a time. During birth, the mother bat hangs by her thumb and claws with her head up. She forms a basket with her tail membrane at the pup's side with her body to the basket. As soon as the pup is born, the mother hangs head down again. The pup nurses while being cradled under the mother's wing. The pup clings to its mother's fur using its sharp teeth and claws. The young pup grows rapidly. A 10-day-old pup is almost too heavy for its mother to carry. At 3 months old, it's flying on nighttime hunting trips. When it's about 1 year old, it's an adult. Today, in many places, bat populations are getting smaller. The bats are endangered. One reason is that many people still don't like bats and destroy their habitats. Other causes are pollution and use of pesticides for killing crop-damaging insects. In many places, there aren't enough bats left to keep down the number of insect pests or to pollinate flowers. People are learning how to protect bats. Some people provide bat houses where they can roost. Sometimes people cover bat cave entrances with grill work. Bats are free to come and go, but people can't enter. Also, they are nature preserves that protect large groups of bats. Bats play an important role in nature. It's fun to learn about them.